In this video, we're just taking a look at the differences between the TwoNav Terra GPS device that we have on the left-hand side and the TwoNav Aventura 2 Plus on the right-hand side. So both of these units, you see, have a lovely sized screen for viewing your maps. We've got Ordnance Survey 1 to 25 Great Britain maps loaded on both of these units. So actual screen size, they're both the same, 3.7 inch across the diagonal, and they've both got a touch screen for moving around and zooming in and out on the map. But we also have some button control for doing this as well. So one of the first things you'll probably notice when you're looking at the two units difference-wise, the Aventura 2 Plus on the right-hand side is bigger because we have some extra buttons along the bottom. So we've got a joystick control and some extra buttons that we don't see on the Terra. Now the Terra does have some buttons on the side, which we will cover, that do give you some functionality of button control, but some of the functions have to be done via the touchscreen. So if you're looking for something where, yes, you can use touchscreen, but you've got more button control, this would be the one for you on the Aventura 2 Plus. So I will cover the extra buttons. The other main differences, if I turn the units on the back, what we've got on the back of the Aventura 2 Plus on the right hand side is a little D-ring that if we unscrew that D-ring, the back comes off and we actually have a removable lithium-ion battery that you can charge in the unit, but it means you can take the battery out and put either spare batteries in to extend your battery life for extended trips, or we do sell a AA battery pack that takes 3 AA batteries that you can put in the back of the Aventura 2 in place of the lithium-ion battery. You can't actually charge the AA batteries in the unit, but it means you can carry spare AA batteries in emergency if you buy this additional pack. So you see it's a chunkier unit, it's a lot deeper in size. I'll cover the dimensions shortly. So the battery is actually a bigger battery in the Aventura 2 Plus. So we're getting a potential 36 hours with the Aventura 2 Plus, and that is based with the screen being on at 50% backlight, whereas the Terra is a 15 hours battery, but it is a lighter, more compact unit when you're looking at the depth. Now again, on the Terra, you can increase that battery life by not having the screen on all of the time. So you could just have the screen on when you need it and then tap a button to take it off, but it's still recording in the background, or have it go off after a certain time. Just before I turn them back over, the Terra unit has a USB-C slot at the bottom for data connection and charging the internal battery. You get a USB-C cable in the box, and actually the Aventura 2, again, it's got a USB slot, but it's a micro USB, not a USB-C for data connection and charging. You do get a cable in the box. And on the back of the Aventura, there's actually a speaker on the back. So rather than just a sounder, we do get spoken commands if you are using it with the TomTom maps that are part of the package you can download with the Aventura 2 Plus. So it's a speaker rather than a sounder on the back. And also you'll notice on the Terra, it's got this quick lock attachment. You actually get a free bicycle mount with the Terra. We don't have the quick lock attachment on the back of the Aventura 2 Plus. So with the Terra, we have some accessories such as backpack tethers, carabiner clips that lock onto the back, and various bike mounts, should I say. With the Aventura 2 Plus, we do have an attachment that's a cradle that slides on the back and allows you to attach it to a pedal cycle as an additional mount. We also have motorbike mounts available for the Aventura 2 Plus. With both units, there's a carry case available. So with the Aventura 2, we have a large carry case that has attachments for attaching to a backpack. So that's how we see the larger Aventura 2 being carried on a backpack. You would buy the additional large carry case that has some bits on the back for attaching to a backpack. So I'm just going to turn them both back over and just put them back onto the maps. So both of these units, I've got the Ordnance Survey 1 to 25 map loaded. So I'm just going to go through some dimensions first, just so it gives you an idea of the weights and dimensions, and then we'll delve a little bit deeper into this button control and what the other main difference is, of course, with the additional buttons on the Aventura 2 Plus. So when you're looking at the dimensions, both of them are exactly the same width across. They're actually 80 millimeters across. The Terra is 115 millimeters high compared to the 131 millimeters of the Aventura 2 Plus. And of course, you can see the depth because of that removable larger battery. The Terra is only 19 mil deep, and then you've got the attachment on the back, the quick lock, which just adds a few millimeters extra, whereas the Aventura 2 Plus is a 31 millimeter depth, so it is a chunkier unit. Sorry, I'll just move them there so they're both side by side, but they're actually the same width, same size screen, that 3.7 inch across the diagonal. So when we look at the weights, the Terra is a much lighter unit at 198 grams, whereas the Aventura 2 Plus comes in at 290 grams. So I'll just cover the controls now so you can see how they both work. So on the Terra, we move the map using the touch screen. We can zoom in and out using the touch screen, so I can hold in the minus, but we do have on the side of the unit buttons to zoom in and out as well. So button control on the Terra, we can zoom in and out, and if you've moved the map away from where you are, you can recenter it from the touch screen, but there is a button on the side that will recenter it. So plus and minus for zooming in with the buttons, a button on the side for recentering it, and also with the on-off button, we can tap it once to take the screen off, but stops you accidentally bringing it on, but it's still recording in the background, and you simply tap the power button to bring the screen back on. So really that is the button control on the Terra. We have some additional touchscreen buttons at the bottom, but they are touchscreen where we can move between various menus, your data boxes and compass. And if we do go to a different menu, we have got the quick take it back to the map with that back arrow. So now when we look at the Aventura 2 Plus, if you're looking for more button control, we still have the beauty of the touchscreen. So if you like using a touchscreen, we can still zoom in and out using the touchscreen. We can still recenter the map using the touch screen. There is some commands that you do need the touch screen for getting to the status screen, for recording activities and various settings to do with GPS, brightness and audio. But in general, when you're moving around on the map, which is what most of us are doing when you start using the unit, you've got the extra buttons along the bottom here, which I'm now going to cover. So yes, we can use the touch screen the same as the other one, move in and out, zoom in and out and recenter. But if we go for the buttons along the bottom, if I move the map, sorry, I'll actually use the joystick, which is what I was going to show. So we've got joystick control. You can see how quick that map's moving as I move the joystick around. And if I want to put the map back to where I currently am, we've got the back arrow button here, which I know we did have on the Terra, and that recenters the map. We've got the plus and minus to zoom in and out, which I know again we had on the Terra, but what we didn't have on the Terra was this joystick control for moving around the map. And also what we've got is this extra button here with the 3 white dots. If I press that, that'll move between the different menus, your data boxes, your trip computer, etc. You can add extra boxes. I've added an extra one there, so you can actually move without having to use the touch screen, whereas on the Terra we have to use the touch screen to move between those extra screens. And then again, I can use the back button to take it back. So I think if you're looking for something where in general use for the maps you've got more control of not having to touch the screen, i.e. joystick up and down, left and right, recenter the map, and of course the plus and minus, and the bigger battery. So if you're doing longer trips where you want to really extend your battery, be able to carry spare batteries, AA battery pack, that's where potentially you're going to look at the Aventura 2. It is a heavier unit, so just bear that in mind. Having said that, with the Terra, we're still very impressed with the 15 hours. Bear in mind, that's based on the screen being on at 50% backlight, which both of these are on at the minute, 50% backlight. A simple tap of the button to take the screen off, but it's still recording in the background, is going to extend that battery life. And you can always carry emergency battery packs. It only takes a couple of hours to charge the Terra unit. The Aventura 2 will take closer to 4 hours to charge, just with it having that bigger battery. And really the only other differences that we're going to look at is on the Aventura 2 Plus. It's the one that can be used for road navigation because of the TomTom maps that are included as part of the package. So it does have a speaker built in where you would get voice commands. And I'm going to be honest, the speaker is loud for telling you you've went off course, a buzzer to say you're arriving at a waypoint, but the speech isn't the loudest. You can't link it to Bluetooth headphones or speakers. So it's not the loudest as speakers, just bear that in mind. But you do get included with the package some additional TomTom maps for the British Isles. Now you can purchase them as a separate map for the Terra, but they are included with the Aventura 2 Plus, the road maps. It is a speaker rather than just a buzzer. We've also got additional memory on the Aventura 2 Plus. So with the Terra, it has an inbuilt 32 gig memory, ample for putting maps on. You can take maps off and reload them as many times as you want. But one of the advantages with the Aventura 2 Plus, on the back of the unit, when you take the battery out, there's a micro SD card slot, and you can put in a 16 gig, a 32 gig, a 64 gig, 128 gig. You can put in micro SD memory cards. It's for increasing the memory for what maps you put on. Hence, this is why when you look at the map options with the devices, with the Terra unit, we show either the 1 to 50 Ordnance Survey map for Great Britain as an option, or the 1 to 25. But with the Aventura 2 Plus, if you were to put something in like a 32 gigabyte micro SD card, you can purchase the option where you get 1 to 25 and 1 to 50, should I say, 1 to 25 and 1 to 50 maps on the same download. So you can download all those sections. So when I zoom out, it changes to a 1 to 50 because we've got that additional memory. If you wanted lots and lots of maps on for different countries all in one go without having to remove them and put them back on, you've got that additional memory card for those additional maps. And the final thing that is different, on both of the units, you get free for 6 months something called the See Me service. And the way that works is you can actually create a link that you send to friends and family so they can track your movements. Now, it's not using satellites like some of the other devices we sell, so bear that in mind. With the Terra, you link the device to an app on your mobile phone, and it's using your mobile phone data. So with the Terra, you do need your mobile phone paired, and it is using mobile connection from your phone to send those track points using this See Me service. That's free for 6 months, and then you can subscribe to it. The difference with the Aventura 2 Plus, there's actually a built-in 2G SIM with the unit. So even if you didn't have your phone with you, you can still send out those track points so friends and family can track you, and an emergency message that just goes to your friends and family, but it goes via the 2G SIM. So even if you didn't have your phone with you, but please bear in mind that is a 2G SIM, so it's based on 2G coverage in the area you're in. It's not using satellites, but it is something additional with the Aventura 2 Plus. So I hope you found this video useful if you're trying to decide which unit to go for. We love both of the units. We've been very impressed with them. The size of the screen, the clarity of the maps. I'll actually, just while we're talking, move these maps up into the countryside where we got some open areas with field boundaries, etc. When we zoom in on them, we found them pretty sharp. It is a raster map, but we found even when you zoom in close, it does still keep a fair bit of clarity. I'll just put the maps back to where we are with the back button, sorry, on that one, and the back button on the side. We can actually take away the bar at the bottom and actually increase the size of the screen. I'll just put that at full size, do the same on this one, full size. So yeah, great units, both of them. And I think when you're looking at choosing which one, it's when you're wanting a full button control Aventura 2 Plus and having that option of being able to take batteries out, have spare batteries with that extended battery life, and also the extended memory if you're going to put lots and lots of maps on the Aventura 2 Plus. Terra units are a lighter unit to carry, so it's much lighter. It is a lower price, and you've got more attachments on the back because of the quick lock, but you haven't got the same button control of the Aventura 2 Plus. Full specs for both units can be found on the GPS training website under the GPS store and handheld units, and each of the TwoNav units are there with full specifications. And thanks for watching.